Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Cheryl. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you enjoy this video. If you're a new viewer, welcome, and if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. So, this is going to be a bookish video, so if you're into the crafty side of things and not so much into the reading, you may not be interested in this video. Feel free to leave any time. Of course, you don't have to watch my videos in the first place, but just to let you know, this is going to be a bookish video. First of all, I have to show you this mug because I bought it about 2 months ago, and I just got it in Avon, or not Avon, in Amazon. I just got it in the mail 2 days ago. So, it's got a bit of a stain on it. Oh, it's got on this side too. Okay. Future best-selling author. Woo! Isn't that the best? I love that. I love that little picture. The picture in the Amazon ad does not look at all like, I mean, it looks like this, but it doesn't do it justice. This looks so pretty. I love it. As you know, I am an aspiring author. I am writing 2 books right now, so more about that some other time on another video, but I love this mug. I drink out of it all the time, and what I'm drinking, by the way, is just coffee. I bought the coffee that you brew. I got McCafe from McDonald's, so it's pretty good. I got Irish cream creamer in it. Very good. Okay. And, okay. Just in case you're wondering, the lipstick I'm wearing is Golden Berry. It's from Avon. Again, if you haven't watched, there is an Avon haul. Words are hard. I can't talk today. There is an Avon haul in my last video that goes through some makeup. This particular lipstick is not in that haul, but it is from Avon, and it is avon.ca in Canada, avon.com in the US. I don't know what it is in like other countries, but in US and Canada, I know that. You can go online, and I believe you can order online as well, but I buy from my friend. She's a sales dealer, so anyways, Golden Berry. I love this color just because it just brings out the color in my lips. I think it looks really pretty. And I'm wearing nail polish. I know, well, this one's kind of wrecked, and so is this one, but, you know, tell me all about it, or tell me about it, something like that. It's in my haul in the last video, but very pretty. I like it. This ring is from Avon also. And I'm wearing Luminous Blush is the color, and it is from Avon as well. It's not as bright as I like. Like, I had to put a lot on just to get this much color, and I would have liked it a little bit brighter, but it's very pretty. I like it. So I'm sorry about the glare with my glasses and the sun. The lighting is not too good here, so I apologize. What time is it? It is 11 o'clock a.m. on May 14th, 2020. Okay, all that to say, we're going to do a series review. I have not scripted this. I don't script my videos, so it's going to be a bit out there. I don't know exactly what I'm going to say. I never do, because whenever I script things, I always go off script anyways. So I don't know why I do it. I'm just now learning how to outline a book, and it's very hard because I change it all the time. Every day I change it. So the series I want to talk about, let's see if this is in the right order. This is not in the right order, Cheryl. Okay. Okay, so the series is Anne Brashares. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her last name right. Could be Brashares, could be Brashars. I don't know. But it's the Sisterhood, I can't talk, my gosh. The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants series. Now, if you know, there is a movie, there's 2 movies out. There's the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, and then there's the Sisterhood of Traveling Pants Part 2, I think it's called. And it is very good. It was made in the early 2000s, late 2000s, I don't know. Probably around 2010, I would say. And it was very good. And those movies are based on the 4 books of the original series. What I didn't know is there's actually a 5th book in the series that came out in, let's see when it came out. It was published in, I gotta check, hold on. Sorry. Okay, it was published in 2011. So probably the last book of the 4 was 2010. So the movie probably came out 2011, 2012, somewhere then. And the 2 movies cover all 4 books. So I decided to buy all 4 books. Now I bought them. Quick backstory here. I apologize for not being able to talk right. I bought the four books when I was like probably about 7 or 8 years ago. I lost them. I have no idea where they are. That was before I started taking care of my books. I think they were in storage somewhere, but I don't know. So anyways, when I went on Book Outlet a few months ago, I found them. And I thought, well, hey, I'm just going to buy them. And so I got them for a really good price. And two of the books I got at the library for the library book sale for like $1 each. So that was really exciting. So they're different covers. 3 of them are the same kind of covers. They did reprinted covers, and one of those the old cover, and then the other one. Okay, anyways, let me show you. So we have the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. This is the new cover. Love it, by Anne Brashares. Then we have the second summer of Sisterhood. Then we have, what is it called? Oh, it's just called that. The third book is called Girls in Pants. And the fourth book is called, this one is the old cover. I got it from the library. This is Forever in Blue. I would have liked to have this the same as these, but I'm going to have to buy it some other time. So Forever in Blue is the fourth book. And then I found this book at the library, and I thought, oh my gosh, there's a 5th book. I did not know that. So it came out in 2011, like I said. I ended up listening to it on audio. I actually listened to all 5 books on audio over the last couple of years, probably about a year. And I listened to this last book on audio through Scribd, which I'm subscribed to. And I love the audios. They're really well done. But I have the book as well, and that's Sisterhood Everlasting, and that is the 5th book. Oh, I got the price there. That's the Sisterhood Everlasting. I love that cover. So if you don't know what this series is about, let me quickly go over what they're about. So it is about 4 teenagers. In the beginning, they're teenagers. I believe they are 16 in the first book, 15, somewhere around there. And they're 4 girls. They're called the Septembers because they're all born in September in the same year. And they all live in this little town. I don't know what town it is. There's Bridget, who is she's blonde and she's pretty and she's got long blonde hair. So everybody loves her. She's carefree. But one, not fault, but one little characteristic of her is that she tends to run away from things when things get hard. She tends to just flee and try to discover herself, and in the meanwhile, she changes. So in each book, there's something going on where she just she doesn't ignore it, but she takes off to try and find the answer when the answer was there all along. Then there's, I can't remember their names now. Oh my gosh, there's Tippy. And she is a film student in the first book. The first book is very much her story. Well, it's all 4 of their stories, but Tippy in the first book she is a film student in the first book. She's in high school. She's, I believe it's the first book this happens, and I don't even remember. Hold on. Oh, it doesn't say. Anyways, Tibby, let's describe Tibby. She is a gothic girl. She likes wearing dark hair, dark lipstick. She doesn't seem like she should get along with the other 3, but she does. They're like best friends, and it's a bit of a rebel. Then and she's interested in filmmaking, like I said. She's doing a documentary in the first book, I believe. And then there is Lena. Lena is a Her ancestors are from Greece. Not her ancestors. Her grandparents are from Greece. Not long ancestors, but grandparents. And from so she tends in three of the books. The four of the girls go to Greece, and it's part of the story. She is an art student. She loves art. She loves drawing. She loves painting. She's all for art. Her parents are against her ever going to art school, but she really wants to. Um, and her grandparents in Greece are a big part of her life, and they help her through some things throughout the series. Then there is Carmen, and Carmen is, I find her a bit annoying. She is I believe, is this in first person point of view? No, it's not in first person point of view, but it's, oh, I know, the beginnings of the books, it's in the first person point of view, I believe, and it's in Carmen's point of view, and then it goes throughout the story in third person. I believe that's true. Don't remember exactly. But, Carmen, I find her a bit annoying because she's kind of a spoiled brat in my mind in the first few books. Her parents are divorced, and she doesn't know her father really well, and in the first and second book she goes to her father's house for the summer, and he introduced her to his new wife, and she has a stepsister and a stepbrother, and it's all about accepting extended family and being accepted. She feels like she's not an important part in her parents' life, and she doesn't feel like she's good at anything. That's kind of what Carmen is like. So, the first book, Sisterhood of Traveling Pants, the four girls go to I'm going to try not to give you any spoilers. The four girls go to a kind of a thrift store, and they find a pair of pants that magically fits and looks great on all of them, even though they are quite different shapes in sizes, and they find that amazing, and they decide to share this pair of pants over the summer. So all four of them are planning to go places. Throughout each book, they go to Greece, they go to college, they go back to Greece. It's a lot of different places. They're all going separate places, but they stay in touch. And they share this pair of pants. So they wear it for, I think it was a week, and then they mail it to the next person for a week, and then they mail it to the next, and it goes on like that. And while they're there, while they're wearing the pants, they think that something lucky is going to happen. It's a good luck thing. Something good is going to happen when they wear the pants. And so they document on the pants. They put little notes and little, with markers, little notes and little pictures to document their summer. Sounds kind of weird to me because they don't wash the pants. That's one of the rules. They have rules about the pants, and one of them is not to wash it. I don't want to wear pants that someone else wore when you don't wash it, but I mean, so be it. So I digress. Anyways, so these books are really emotional. Like I said, the audiobooks are great. In trying to remember exactly what happens, I think the first book is this one, and in the first book, Tibby meets a little girl who is annoying. Her name is Bailey, and she's annoying Tibby. I find her cute, but Tibby found her annoying. And Bailey wants to help Tibby with a documentary that Tibby is filming about video gaming. And Tibby finally agrees to it after she sees Bailey have a seizure. I believe she has a seizure. I don't remember exactly what happens, but I believe she has a seizure and finds out that she has, I think, leukemia? Some form of cancer. I think it was leukemia. And so they become friends. They become very close friends. Bailey talks to her about dying, about the possibility of dying, and the fact that she is most likely going to die. She's very mature for her age, and yet she's still a little kid, you know. And I love Bailey in this book. She's wonderful. Tibby learns to. She's having a hard time dealing with the fact that Bailey's going to die, and it's very hard. There's not to go into spoilers, but it's very sad. It's very good, well written. Anna Bashir is a wonderful author. She can really give voices to teenagers, which I really like, because some adults who write teenage books, the teenagers don't sound like teenagers. They sound like they're forced to be teenagers. You know what I mean? The way they talk, the way they walk, it's exaggerated. And teenagers don't talk like that, you know. Maybe in your fantasy world they do, but in real life they don't. And this is very much a real life type book. It's a hard-hitting book. It does have a lot of comedy in it as well, but it is a hard-hitting book. There are trigger warnings for cancer in this, if that is a trigger. Also, is this in the first or the second book? Hold on. Oh, it doesn't say again. It doesn't say. But in one of these books, I don't remember which one. I think it's the first book. Bridget goes to a summer camp, a soccer camp. She's a good soccer player, really good soccer player. So she goes to a summer camp and she meets a counselor there. And I forget his name, but she starts having a crush on him. He's an older guy. She's only 14 or 15. He is 18 or 19. So kind of taboo. She comes on to him. And the reason I feel like Bridget is a good case story, because she doesn't get the love she needs from her dad. Her mom committed suicide. She doesn't know why her mom committed suicide. And so she's very messed up. And she admits she's messed up in some ways too. But what she finds in this older man is that he finds her attractive, and so he's showing her love not in a sexual way, but just love and respect and care, and she feels beautiful and sexy with him. So she goes for it. She starts flirting with him and stuff like that. And he finally responds, and they kiss, and then they agree to, well, I won't spoil, but it's a very good storyline, because it kind of goes through the taboo, it goes through her feelings and his feelings, it goes through what older men are like with younger women. Not that he took advantage of her or anything. I don't believe it was wrong, everything they did. But there is an age gap, and he was very much aware of it, and she didn't care, but he was very much aware of it, and I think it was handled very properly. So, that's done. So that's what happens to Bridget. Carmen, again, she finds out her dad is remarried, and she goes and meets her stepsister and her stepmom and her stepbrother. That whole thing, they're not married yet, I don't believe. I think they're engaged in this first book. So she's going to be bridesmaid, and she feels she's overweight, so she feels like she doesn't look good, and the stepsister is like cute and gorgeous, and here's Carmen, and her dad's paying attention to her stepsister, not paying attention to Carmen. So it's a big thing there. And then we have Lena, and Lena goes to Greece and falls in love with a guy there, and he is kind of her grandparents' enemy's grandson. So she's not supposed to love him, but she does. And I believe all the girls end up in Greece. And yeah. The second book is the second Summer of the Sisterhood. In this book, they are in college, I believe. The second or third book, I don't remember. This is awful. The second or third book, they're in college. And, oh no, the second book, I remember what happens now. Sorry. The second book, Bridget goes to an archaeology camp thing. And in the desert, and she meets the teacher there, and she falls in love with one of the teachers, a male teacher who she finds out is not who he says he is, so she gets very depressed. At this time, she's dealing with depression. She doesn't know how to deal with her father. Her father doesn't know how to deal with her. And again, she runs away. So, and I don't mean physically, I mean she runs away emotionally from everything, and physically, but mostly just emotionally. And she ends up finding letters from her grandma that her dad didn't tell her she was receiving for many years. She thought her grandma didn't love her. And so she goes from the archaeology camp to her grandmother's, and things happen there. She finds out more about her mom, because her grandmother's her mom's mother. Finds out more about her mom and dealing with her mom's suicide. Then we have Carmen, and Carmen is I think this is when her dad is getting married, and that's still going on, that storyline. Tibby is dealing with the fact that what happened with Bailey, and she in the first book met a video gaming guy, and she is with him in this book. I don't want to go too much into what happens in all these books because that is spoilers, and I just realized I'm spoiling things. But they're very good. They're very good series. The third book, they are in Greece again. And the fourth book, they are in university. What I really want to talk about is the fifth book. And I know I've been talking for 21 minutes. I apologize. I love this series. So Sisterhood Everlasting. Apparently they're coming out with a movie on this as well. And I'm so looking forward to it. In this book, they are adults. They're in their 20s. And this is 10 years after the first book ended. So they're 28 or 30, somewhere around there. And, oh my gosh, this story is beautiful. Now, this does not give spoilers. I'm not giving spoilers on the rest of the books to explain this book. But they all live separate lives now. They live in different cities. They still keep in touch. But one person that hasn't kept in touch much is Tibby. And Tibby and her husband live in Australia. And she hasn't kept in touch with the other girls as well. They're getting a little worried. So Tibby sends them a postcard to the girls, each of the girls, with a ticket to Greece, to where they first had their first summer together. They go there, and this is a little bit of a spoiler. So I'm going to give a spoiler warning here. And when I put the book down, that's when the spoiler will be done. So here's a spoiler in 3, 2, 1. They get there, and they find out that Tibby had committed suicide in Greece. And they all have survivor's guilt because they didn't stay in touch with her. They don't know exactly what happened. They're analyzing how this could have happened, what was going on in her life that made this happen. They all go back to their respective cities, and they had received notes. They found out that she had drowned, and they received letters because she had left her suitcase in the house that they were going to be staying at. And there are letters to each of the girls telling them, I'm going to be dying today. I'm going to be dying, and I want this. I'm getting emotional. I want to tell you this about something. And she gave little notes, and it says to open it on a certain date. So the girls go back to their respective cities. They live their lives, and just dealing with this and going on with their lives, their own families, their own husbands, their own lives, is very hard. Bridget is taking it the hardest, I think. And she, in the end, travels to Brian, Tibby's husband, and again, spoiler, she finds out that they have a daughter. They have a little girl that Tibby did not tell him about, and in the end, she finds out that Tibby did not commit suicide. She had I forget what disease it was, but it was a death, like what do you call it, a fatal disease, and she ended up dying in the ocean from a seizure or something. Some way she just died from this disease. So it was not suicide, although through the whole book they think it is suicide. And she had written those letters so that the girls would come to Australia and meet Brian. Brian was planning on moving to the U.S. and he had a lot of land, where Tibby wanted the other three girls to live in separate houses there to help raise her daughter when she died. So that's what the letters were about that were in the dates. So they found out about that, and that brought on a whole new emotions about, raising Tibby's daughter. This book was absolutely gorgeous. So, spoiler over in 3, 2, 1. This book was gorgeous. It was so beautifully written. The audiobook was great. I don't know who the narrator was, but she was wonderful. This whole book, because of what I talked about in the spoiler section, it is sad, it is emotional, it is uplifting, it is inspiring. It is such a good book. I think this has got to be my favorite book of the whole series. There are some funny parts as well, but mostly it's very emotional. I cried several times during this book, during the audiobook. I'm so glad I have a copy of it. I love this book. So, that is the series. Woohoo! That was a long video. I apologize. I hope you enjoyed the video, though. So, these are the books again. No, that's the third one. No. Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. The second summer of the Sisterhood. Girls in Pants. And Forever in Blue. And my favorite, Sisterhood Everlasting. Anne Bashir's, here's a picture of her. And I just love this series. If you haven't seen the movies, go check the movies out as well. It stars Lena is played by can't think of her name, but she's Rory on Gilmore Girls, and Bridget is played by can't think of her name. She married Ryan Reynolds, and she was in Gossip Girl, the blonde one. And Carmen was America Ferrara, I believe. I think that was her name. I'm not sure about that. I know there's an American Ferrara. I don't know if it was her or not. And then Tibby was played by, I can't remember her name either. It's awful. She was in that TV show that was on for a couple seasons about 10 years ago. The Joan of Arc. I don't remember. It was a really good show. Anyways, check out the movies. They're wonderful. I know they are on Netflix right now in Canada, so I assume they're in the US Netflix as well. And there is a third movie said that it said it was gonna come out last year, so I don't know when it's coming out, but excited for that because that's going to be the 10 years later on the fifth book. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it was kind of a different kind of video than what I usually do. If you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it, and it does help my videos to be shown in different recommended feeds, so I would really appreciate if you would do that. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. This channel has a lot of different things. I talk about crafting, where I talk about my knitting, crocheting, diamond painting, sometimes cross-stitching, and other crafts, as well as writing and reading. So that's it. That was a long video. Thank you very much for joining me. Have a great day. God bless you in all you do. Bye.